Welcome to my channel, Cooking with Connie and more. Today, let's make cream cheese cake frosting or cake icing, whichever you like to say it. We're going to make icing for this vanilla cake, and I'm going to start out with an 8-ounce package of cream cheese and 2/3 of a stick of butter. And it's already at room temperature, and we need to go ahead and get that whipped. I think it will help if I plug in my mixer. Don't you agree? So here we go. I'm going to let that go and whip for a few minutes. This is actually the cream cheese cake icing that I use on my carrot cake. It's the exact same thing. The only difference is this is without nuts. And if I would want to put this on my carrot cake, I would put usually pecans in it, but you can always use walnuts if that's your preference. Let's see how things are coming along here. Yeah, that's whipping up very nicely. I'm going to scrape the sides down on this and then let it carry on. I want to get this nice and fluffy before I start adding the other ingredients. Let's take a closer look at that. Yeah, that's coming along very nicely. I'm going to turn that off and add some of the confectionery sugar. I'm going to add that a little at a time because I really don't want this to be this powder from the powdered sugar to be flying all over the place and just giving me more of a mess to clean up. Now, once that gets moistened, I'll turn up the speed so that it can continue on and get well blended. Now I'm going to add some more. Now my beater is in the way, so I'm going to bypass that and add it over here on the other side. This is what I have here is, I'm going to start it out slow so it doesn't fly all over the kitchen. This is 3½ cups of powdered sugar, or you might want to call it confectionery sugar. Now I'm going to turn that speed up a little bit so that it can really beat it up. And I'm going to scrape down the sides of the bowl so that all of that dry sugar can get added in. And now I'm going to add some more of that confectionery sugar. And again, start it out just slow. A lot of times I'll almost like pulse it, just turn it on and off so that we don't have it, like I said, flying all over the place. Now there we go. Let's beat that up real well and get that well blended. I'm going to back this up a little bit because I need 2 hands. Because I'm going to add in some vanilla. I use vanilla extract. I don't use imitation vanilla. I use extract. I'm going to put 2 teaspoons into my cake frosting. There we go. And at this point, I believe I'll also add the secret ingredient, a little bit of salt. Most icing recipes don't tell you to add salt, But as my mother told me many years ago, if you're making anything sweet, go ahead and add a little salt. Salt is a flavor enhancer, and it will enhance the flavor. So here we go. And while we're at it, I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of my confectionery sugar and get that going again. Let's take a closer look at this. Like I said, if I was making this icing for my carrot cake, which is really popular with my family and friends, and I do have that on a previous video. At this point, I would add in chopped nuts, whatever kind of nuts it is that you prefer. That's looking real nice. I'm just going to beat that up a little bit more. To make it well blended and smooth. Now, oh, good stuff. We really don't want any of this to go to waste, but of course no one else is here right now, but if anyone else were here with me, I can assure you they would happily clean off those beaters with their tongue. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, now let's move the camera back a little bit, and you can see there is the cake. And because this is for a birthday, I have it on a glass cake stand. I don't always put a cake on something as pretty and fancy as that, but this is a birthday cake for a special person. Therefore, we're going to give it a special presentation on this glass cake stand. So let's get this top of this first layer. Some people like to use special tools, special spreaders and such, which is fine. I feel like I have better control just using a table knife. Now, when you're putting icing on a cake, one thing you don't want to do is tear up the cake in the process. And if you pull this forward and then pull that back, look, the cake surface comes with it. So as you put the icing on there, you have to kind